everybody, welcome to another edition of In the Kitchen with Lisa. I'm personal chef Lisa Spampinato, and today I've got a couple of really fun, easy, creative dishes for you. Inspired by my children and requested quite often, I'm doing some taco meatballs. And this is something that's really versatile. You can change it into a meatloaf if you want as well and kind of mix up the ingredients. So it's real kid-friendly and it's really easy. In addition to that, I'm going to serve that with some couscous as requested by my youngest son, Matthew. It's one of his favorites. And I'm also going to show you right now a really quick and easy salad to throw together. And I'm using some shredded carrots. I've got some red pear, and I'm going to slice up some cucumber. We're going to throw together like a lime vinaigrette with a little cumin in it. And I'm also using something called jicama. And jicama it's like a root vegetable. And to me, it reminds me of a cross between a pear and a potato. It doesn't have a really intense flavor, but it's got a lot of nice crunch. It's mild, and yet it's still refreshing. So it's a nice add-in for salads or sauteed as a vegetable. So let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got some garlic here. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of peel it and throw it in my garlic press really quick, just to give me a really fine kind of garlicky taste and smell in my salad dressing, because we're going to start with that. Okay, I think 2 of these little cloves should be plenty. Let me just cut them up really quick because it's easier to put them in the press that way. And I've got my bowl. And if you don't have a garlic press, you can just mince it up, whatever works for you. If you don't have fresh garlic, you can use the jarred garlic. I won't tell. Okay. This is where the mussels come in. Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. It just gives me a really nice, fine garlic. Okay. Now to that, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my spices. And I've got some ground ginger here. I'm just going to use a little bit because a little really goes a long way with this. So probably about a half a teaspoon, maybe between a quarter and a half. And then I've got some ground cumin. The same thing, not a lot. A little's going to go a long way in this salad dressing. Okay, about the same amount, quarter to a half teaspoon, really to taste. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a little sugar, probably about 2 teaspoons to 3 teaspoons full. I know it seems like a lot, but there's a lot of tart, savory ingredients in here, so that's okay. All right, then I've got some pear vinaigrette, which you've seen me use before, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. Okay. And this is going to be really to taste. We may adjust this as we go. Okay. Then I've got some key lime lemon juice. And if you don't have key lime, you can use regular lemon juice. Key lime is a little bit sweeter and a little bit milder, I think. And probably about a half a teaspoon is what I put in there. All right, let me mix that up really quick. That's our base for a salad dressing. Okay. Let me give that a quick taste. Oh, yum. That's really good. Just going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil. And this is in contrast to like the olive oil that I usually use for my salad dressings. This is a much milder, cleaner tasting oil, and it's great for salads. It's great for cooking with because it has a much better smoke point, so it's not going to burn as quick. And it's just really refreshing and light, and it's also really good for you because it's high in antioxidants. So let me switch hands here so I can whisk while I pour here. Okay, and I don't really need a lot. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let me just whisk it all together, make it nice and cohesive. Okay, and I don't know if you can see it coming together there. It's getting a little bit thicker, kind of blending together much better. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for a minute, and we can get working on our ingredients that go into our salad. So as I said, I've got the shredded carrots. Okay, I've got a cucumber I've already peeled. I've got some jicama, and I wanted to show you, I peeled part of it, I left the other part on so that you know what it looks like in the store. And it's spelled with a J, so it's Jicama, I think, jicama. Okay, so what I'm going to use for the jicama is a mandolin, and I've put in a blade here that's going to give me like large matchsticks. So let me do that. Let me take that out. Okay. And I'm just going to be really careful that I don't scrape my knuckles. And I'll show you what some of these look like in a minute. Oh, okay, almost like little French fries. And I can put it on a smaller setting if I want to, like to give me matchsticks like that. But I just want to show you what it looks like. Okay, so let me put some of these in the bowl. And then I'm going to slice up my cucumbers really thin, almost like I would for cucumber salad. Okay, I think that should be enough of the jicama for us. I'm going to change my blade, and then I can go ahead and slice up those cucumbers too. Okay, beautiful. So I've got my jicama in there. Let's put some of the carrots in. Toss that together a little bit. So I've switched out my blade, and I've got just a thin blade here. It's going to give me nice thin cucumber slices. And you can do this with your knife. I'm just not as coordinated lately as I would like to be. So I'm going to stop right there. I think we've got plenty. That's a good amount of cucumber in there. Okay, let's get those in the bowl. Okay, a little guy there. And then I'm going to go ahead and slice up my pear, but I want to peel it first. Some of it, not all of it. Okay, because you know, pears aren't perfect, so sometimes you get a spot that's not great, just cut it out. This is real life, real cooking, so I've already washed it just so you know I'm not putting a dirty pear in. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut around the core of that pear, like so, and that's gonna give me all these flat surfaces to work for, and there's my core. Okay, so now I'll just kind of give them a nice little thin slice. Do the rest with the others here. I love the red pears because they add a lot of nice color. They're really nice and sweet, so they're great for salads. So it's a nice versatile fruit to kind of pick up a meal quickly. So I always keep a couple on hand, and apples too. Okay, and that's it. So into the bowl these go. And then I'm just going to top it with my dressing, mix it in, let it marinate, and sit in the fridge for a little while. Okay. Get our dressing in there. Okay. And this is one of those cases where I'm going to use my hands, but I'll wash them, don't worry, when I'm done, before we proceed. Okay. Just want to make sure everything's mixed up really well and coated and sitting in that dressing. Okay, let me just rinse my hands. So I've got our salad kind of chilling out in the fridge, so all those flavors will meld together really nice. And in the meantime, while that's doing that, we're going to go ahead and get started with the taco meatballs. I've already preheated my oven to 375 because these are meatballs that I'm going to bake in the oven versus frying them or letting them simmer in a sauce, because we don't have a sauce. I mean, I suppose you could do a sauce like a chili or something, but not today. It's supposed to be quick and easy. So what I have in here is some ground beef and some ground turkey. I've got about a pound of each because I'm going to make a big batch. So there's really very few ingredients in this, and you can add more if you like, but this is really simple. Okay, I've got that in there. What I have here are 2 flavor packets. It's the fajita mix that they sell in the store. You could also use the taco seasoning mix, or you could use your own, and you could use things like oregano and cumin and chili powder and salt, pepper and onion powder and garlic and all that, but why do that when it's all right here? Okay, then I've got some cheddar cheese and Colby cheese and Monterey cheese in here. And then this, which is my kid's favorite part, is very simply tortilla chips. You can use taco shells, tortilla chips, whichever your favorites are. So it's really easy. I just put them in a plastic bag, and then my kids and I just kind of, you know, pound on the bag and smush them. So it's fun for them, easy for me, and they love it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just add my ingredients, and I'm going to put on some gloves because I don't feel like picking the ground beef out of my jewelry or my fingernails later. So, but you could use your bare hands. Just make sure that you wash them before and after. Very, very important. Okay, I've got my 2 pounds here of mixed meat. And you don't have to use ground turkey. I just like to mix it in once in a while. Sometimes I'll do all turkey. So it's really, again, to your preference. Okay. That's going to give it all the taco or fajita flavoring that you like. I'm not going to add all of this until I kind of see where we are here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some of the cheese. Now, if your kids would not detect things like chopped onions or bell pepper, mushrooms, anything like that, go ahead and throw them in. If they will, obviously don't. Mine have learned to spot the little specks of color, and they know. So we're going to play it safe for today. So I'm going to go ahead and mix all of this together. And I may want to go ahead and add a little bit of water or a little bit of olive oil if I think it's too dry. If it was just the ground turkey, it might be a little too dry. I don't know. But we'll see what we get and move accordingly. Okay. And I want to get the ground turkey and the ground beef mixed together really well. Okay. And you want to make sure that you kind of see a little bit of the taco shell in there and the cheese in there, so you see that every meatball, every bite is going to have a little bit in it. And this is something that's great for a meatloaf too. If you're going to do meatloaf, throw an egg in there as a binder. Maybe add a little bit of salsa or ketchup. But since they're meatballs, we're going to forego that. Okay. Let's get that mixed in there. That looks pretty good. All right, now that it's all mixed together, I've got a foil-lined pan here for the oven. Again, my oven is preheating. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little one. I don't want to make them too big because I want them to be kid-friendly. So about that size, about a large tablespoon. Okay, I'm just going to roll them and put them on my sheet. So I've rolled out all our meatballs and they are ready to go into our oven. I'm going to let them bake for about between 30 and 40 minutes. I'll see when they get a nice golden brown kind of caramelized color going on and smell and everything, and we'll check back on them. Okay. So as you can see, we've taken our taco meatballs out of the oven and I've gone ahead and plated everything. What I have here is some couscous. Again, I'm all about the quick and easy, so it was done in the microwave. And I've garnished the plate with some salsa. You can also sprinkle some cheese on it, whatever you really like. And then I've got 3 meatballs here, but my boys like to eat just the taco meatballs. So boys, come and get them. One for you, Matthew, and one for you, Joe. You're welcome. And I'm going to go ahead and try our salad and our meatballs too. So let's get a piece of that jicama. Really good. You can taste the cumin coming through. It's a nice smoky, earthy flavor. A little bit of the lime. A little sweet, a little tart. I could eat like 10 of those. They're so good. You get that corn tortilla taste from the chips, and you're getting all the spices that would be in tacos or fajitas, and just really salty and crunchy and good. Thank you, Prime Cuts, our wonderful sponsor. And if anybody at home would like this recipe or any other recipe, if you have any questions, please contact us at viewermail@jtv.tv. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time on In the Kitchen.